The Trump legal team's request to push his federal trial over alleged efforts to overturn the results of the 2020 election to 2026 could provide relief to what is shaping up to be a busy next 15 months for the former president, legally and politically. Here are some notable dates to keep an eye on. We start later this week with the first Republican presidential debate on Wednesday. Trump is one of 8 candidates who have qualified for the debate. Miami Mayor Francis Suarez claimed to have qualified last week, but that has not yet been confirmed. As for Trump, he will not be participating in the debate. Instead, a pre-recorded interview with former Fox News host Tucker Carlson is expected to be released on debate day. The debate comes as Trump has opened up a 46-point lead over Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, according to a CBS poll released over the weekend. SAN's Ray Bogan spoke with a polling expert who was not surprised by Trump planning to no-show.
Usually when you're far ahead, the general rule of thumb is avoid confrontation at all costs. It's going to be very difficult for these other candidates to make Donald Trump look weak if he's not there on the stage with him to respond.
2 days after the debate is the deadline for Trump and 18 other defendants in the Georgia racketeering indictment to turn themselves in. The indictment was announced last week. While this case also has to do with the 2020 election, it's currently a state case focusing specifically on alleged actions to overturn the election results in Georgia. However, as a RICO expert tells us, that may not be the case by the time the trial comes around.
As an officer of the United States being charged with a violation of the law of the state of Georgia under concepts of federalism, an officer of the United States can on motion require the case to be transferred to the United States District Court.
We now head to 2024. January 2nd is the Justice Department's recommended start date for the federal trial over the 2020 election, more than 2 full years earlier than the timeline Trump's lawyers are requesting. In their request, Trump's lawyers cited scheduling conflicts and a massive amount of information from prosecutors that they have to review. They also contend a case of such an unprecedented nature will present issues that take time to sort out. Quote, no president has ever been charged with a crime for conduct committed while in office. No major party presidential candidate has ever been charged while in the middle of a campaign, and certainly not by a Justice Department serving his opponent. These and numerous other issues will be questions of first impression, requiring significant time for the parties to consider and brief and for the court to resolve. A decision on when this trial will start is expected to be made later this month. January 15th officially kicks off the Republican primary season with the Iowa caucuses. Top candidates, including Trump, have already descended upon the Hawkeye state to make their case.
I guess we're up 50 points in Iowa, 5-0. We're up tremendously in Iowa and every place else. We did a job for Iowa that nobody could do, the farm places. I mean, we have, you take a look at the kind of money, we took in $28 billion from China and gave that to our farmers, so all over the country. So they like Trump, and I like them.
Fast forwarding to March 4th is the date Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis wants the Georgia trial to begin. This is likely to be pushed back, however, given the complexity of the case and the number of defendants involved. By the time the trial begins, Willis may not even be DA anymore. A state senator in Georgia has called for a special session to investigate Willis. For more on the law that could be used to remove her, head to our website, san.com. A day after Willis wants the trial to begin is Super Tuesday. It's the biggest day of the primary season, with voters in 14 states hitting the polls on the same night. Typically, even if the nominee isn't decided by the end of Super Tuesday, the field is whittled down significantly. Later in March, another trial is set to get underway. March 25th is when Trump is expected to stand trial over hush money payments sent to porn star Stormy Daniels. Trump is accused of falsifying business records related to the payments. Last week, the judge in the case refused a Trump legal team request to recuse himself from the trial. Finally, we head to May 20th, the projected day Trump's classified documents federal trial was set to begin. May 20th was a compromise between the Justice Department, who wanted the trial to start in December, and Trump's legal team, who wanted it to start after the 2024 election. And speaking of the election, if Trump continues to dominate the GOP field for president, he should have a busy summer ahead of him next year. He is likely to officially secure the Republican nomination at the National Convention July 15th through the 18th. Then it would be on to November 5th, where America could see a 2020 rematch between Trump and President Biden.
What sets Straight Arrow News apart from the other guys? Well, for one, we're on a mission to serve you, not an agenda. So for factual, trustworthy reporting, head to straightarrownews.com.